and let it float back.
Just chatting to Stoffel, Lambrecht and Fred Botha, their experience was, they had only had about 7 or 6 half-hour sessions in preparation, and the mistake they probably made in hindsight, and it's always easy to say in hindsight, was that the first 3-4 sessions they were in between bowls.
Exactly.
Then they were on the Drake's Pride Professional, and then they switched over to a Tiger Pro, etc., etc. And I think the lesson one can learn from that is sort of go with the flow, go with what the champions are playing. They know that surface better than anybody else. So walk in there, and I'm not saying this bowl or that bowl, but grab that bowl, believe in it, and start with it. Start your preparation with it, and just get accustomed to it to the best of your ability.
And don't look back, and start with the bowl you play with in South Africa, because it'll work there. You're just taking a wider line.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, we're underway.
Game's on its way. Jonny De Sousa is elected to pull the mat up.
Johnny plays with the Tiger Pro, so it'll be a tighter line to Shaun's. I think Shaun's playing with the Aero Groove. Yeah,
correct. Yeah, so as I mentioned before, unlike the last game, even though Nicky Rustling got up, this is the difference here. This is a decider. Whoever wins this game goes through to the next round.
Great opener by both players.
Yeah,
Jonny putting it close, Shaun outdrawing it.
Never wasted. Jonny's last bowl. I think, Peter, I had the privilege of watching the Open Inter-Districts recently in Johannesburg, and I think Shaun Thomas, on his own admission, will admit that he's been slightly off form, didn't have his best Inter-District. However, having chatted to him, the actual surface here has brought back that form, bit of that form back. It's just allowed him to stroke it a bit smoother. It's perhaps improved his rhythm, etc., etc. And he's competitive.
Yeah, his first 2 bowls here were excellent.
And the old saying, form is temporary, Peter.
Yeah.
A class player always bounce back to his best. And there's no doubt. I mean, their dedication and motivation is certainly there.
Sometimes a player needs a tournament off. Some tournaments just don't go as well as others. But, I mean, here he is in the running.
And he loves the big occasion. Even in that final against Western Province, the second half of the game, he just sort of kicked on and had a superb second half.
And I think the top players are going to rise to an occasion. The big occasion brings out the focus. It's easier to concentrate.
Absolutely, Peter.
What do you think he's holding there? 1 or 2? It's 1 and a look to Shaun.
Peter, you part of this country, Cape Town, part of this world. What is it's building up a little bit in the north, where I believe the rain comes from. Are we in for some showers later on? What do you think?
Weather-wise, there's clouds above those beautiful trees in the background there. I think it's even money, and we could get, if the wind picks up, then I think we could get a bit wet. Right now there's no wind, so cross fingers.
Conditions are absolutely perfect, Peter.
Oh, perfect. Right, 1 to Shaun.
Oh, he's striking that quite nicely.
Yeah, good opener, Jan. He's playing with good weight.
He certainly found his line on that hand. There's been a slight preference to this hand, up and down. But as I said, both hands are equally good.
Yeah, Johnny's matching it. Hard to tell. Shaun might have sold the shot there.
So, Mr. Bowles, South Africa. Shaun, at the age of 48, he obtained his Protea colours back in 2024, Peter. He was cap number 57. He's gone on to win the African States Pairs gold medal in Botswana. He played with Wayne Roberts. And as I said in my pre-match interview, Shaun won the 2022 national singles at Edenvale, and that qualified him for the championships in Australia later that year at the Gold Coast. And then further to that, he had the distinction of winning the President's Cup, the JBA President's Cup in 2017. And in that same year, he won the JBA Masters Singles Championships, and that it was back-to-back unbeaten.
Yeah, Johnny just played a good one to move the jack. I think Shaun shot down. I don't know if he can get to Johnny's bowl, but he asked how many seconds he had.
Well, he's got a couple of options here.
One to Johnny as it lies. The bowl to come. His weight looks good. He likes it, I think. Well played, Johnny.
Oh, great weight. Falls in.
Well played. Oh, that must be two.
Absolutely.
Two to Johnny, 2-1.
So the third round of section 1 to 8 is underway. In section 2, Tinus Ullifs is leading Gillian Young 4-0. Section 7, which is wrapped up already, Roger Bull Dodge is up 3-2 against Jenny Jones, but he's gone through. He's through relatively of who wins there, having won 4 sets. Section 7, Warren Stein is 1 down to Kali van der Merwe, 3-4.
I think Warren said he's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Section 6, Lydia Maritz is leading Armand Askeray 3 shots to 0. Section 6, a must win for Louis Botha. He's 5-2 down to Wayne Roberts. And then section 8, Wynand Pool is leading Kevin Smith 2 shots to 1. Wally Brown, who's leading section 5, is up 3 shots to 0 to Petula.
I tell you, Wally's been playing good balls. Left-hander, slow and deliberate. He's really been drawing well. Well played, Shaun. Great shot. Johnny switched to the swinger. Oh.
Peter, you've played on all 3 PBA South African qualifying events. It's incredible how it's grown in stature, popularity. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just thinking that sitting here looking at this rink with the Fair Tree branding down the side and in the back, really is a beautiful venue. And I mean, whether you get to go to Potters or Scotland or not, it's just, this is really a top tournament to play in. And it gets harder every year, Johan. Quality of the field.
There's no doubt, even the top players in the world, they'd love to be out here playing on these sort of surfaces, this type of weather.
I think Lombard mentioned that
He
the
did.
guys were keen. The internationals.
And knowing Lombard, it'll happen.
Yeah.
He'll make it happen, one way or another.
Yeah, he's a man of vision, very capable.
Wouldn't it just be fantastic to have a man of the likes of Alex Marshall out here?
Alex Marshall on grass. I mean, Alex can play on anything.
I think the car park will be full.
They'll be practicing. Shaun just, you add a little bit of weight on this, his backhand, and it just hangs that little. Having said that, Shaun scores, so it's peeled, 2-all. Tight game already, Jan.
What are you predicting, a tiebreaker, Peter?
I think it can go close. I think we're going to go close. As a bookie, I think I'd put even money on these two.
Both players electing to pull up the mat. Probably riding it distance-wise, probably 26, 27 meters.
Yeah, I'd say that's 26 is a good call. Oh,
What a great
from
start.
Shaun. It's the importance of that first ball. Johnny putting himself under pressure with a bit of a loose one.
Two good opening bowls.
Well played. Looks like a better line, all on his weight. Seems to be pulling up a little now. I don't know if that cloud coming in has slowed the surface down a little.
Yeah, also maybe, Peter, that bit of rain. We had quite a bit of rain last night. Maybe that's pushing through as well.
Another great bowl from Shaun. Johnny switching hands, it looks like. Is he under it? Yeah.
Yeah, in this two-set format, Peter, there's no doubt, this first set is always important. It's nice to have one set under the belt, in the bag. But having said that, I think the percentages on winning the game lies with the guy that wins the second set.
Yeah, I think if you look at all, over the tournament, but 9 ends goes very quickly, and you don't want to be dropping 3s and 4s. So this is a huge ball for Jonny.
Carrying a bit of weight.
Is he under? He's played it well. Cut it down.
I think it's still
3.
three.
But unfortunate if it's still 3. It was a good ball.
Good effort. That loss of Jason in the previous game that we streamed, it wasn't a decider. And even though Jason went down on that game, I don't think he'll be too unhappy. He played exceptionally well, and he showed why he is the champion that he is. His consistency was immaculate. So I think he's feeling pretty confident going forward. There's no doubt.
Yeah, as you say, I think he's through already. So to lose that game on the last bowl when he was holding shot, I think he'll be very happy with that performance. And I agree. He's not going to dwell on that. Having said that, a great game of bowls played by Nick.
Fierce competitor. He loves the big occasion. Loves the crowd.
Also won the SA Masters.
Yes.
So
back in 2013, I believe.
No slouch. Great singles player. Oh, Shaun's finding his rhythm now. Scoreboard showing 2-all, but it should be 4-2 on the green. Sure, the marker will fix it. Jonny playing with good weight, just missing that line slightly.
Shaun is settling down very nicely on that line. That's a great ball.
Just turning on the pressure. Are you going to get there, Jonny?
Ever so slightly
again,
drizzling.
Good weight. Just missed that line again. His first was wide, his second was a little under.
Shaun will possibly be looking at tucking the jack away.
Seems to have gone a little wider.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
He's playing a back one.
Maybe a bit of cover. Has he got the weight to go through? Yeah.
The best back as it stands. Good ball.
Jonny, not scared to play shots, those sort of shots.
Didn't miss by much, but there's plenty of room for Shaun to draw another.
Jonny will start feeling the pressure. Still early days, but dropping a 2 or 3 won't help the cause.
No, and he was under the cosh on the last end, so he'd like to see something change.
Shaun's back to the draw. Yeah, and he's played it well. That's a great ball.
Well played. I think Jonny had to go again. He likes it. He likes it. He likes it. I think he's
cut down. It's perhaps only 1 to Shaun.
It's hard to see on the ankle. It's definitely not 3.
It's definitely 1 to Shaun, but on the measure, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'm not sure of the second. They picked it up quickly, so I think it was only 6. Must have been 2. Yeah, okay. 2. Look, it beats 3. Right, Johnny, 4 behind with 4 to go. I think he's going to really be wanting to win this end.
Absolutely.
Let's see if Shaun keeps that pressure on.
Yeah, Shaun is really getting that ball down out nicely.
Oh, that first ball.
Rhythm seems to be back.
And commentators curse. That's his loosest
Can't-
first one in a
can't
while.
fault him on his line.
Yeah. And it's a meter behind.
Great response from Johnny.
I think he'll be very happy with that. Green just getting a little damp now. Guys are having to wipe grass off the bowls. So that should slow it down a little. Very good second. Just holds with that extra meter.
That's what you experienced at Potters, didn't you?
Yes.
When you've got that extra meter.
Any sort of
Yeah, what a great ball.
played. Perfect shot. Yeah, on that carpet, any sort of weight, and it's not coming back. It makes that pound-on shot very difficult. Very tricky for Johnny here. It's on target. Yeah. He's got more room now. But I would expect Shaun to draw another, and then Johnny's 3 down playing his last.
He'll probably stay on his forehand.
Yeah.
Add that extra yard or 2.
Taking his time, it's a big ball. Is he going to miss the punch? Yeah, he's played it well. How's his weight? There's room for Johnny, but you know, when you're 3 down, drawing to the ditch.
Right. One gets the feeling this ball, to stay in the set, very important.
If he drops a 3 now, that'll make it very difficult.
Very tight on the line, I think, Peter.
It's a tighter ball. It might hold. You're going to find the gap, Johnny. You're going to stop, Johnny.
Nice.
Great shot. Great shot. That's a big 4-shot swing. Big ball in the context. Yeah, that keeps Johnny in the game, Johan.
Absolutely.
He'll want a good opener now.
Small crowd out here is definitely supporter.
It's building nicely.
Of our local boy.
Definitely the crowd building as the day goes on. A holiday in South Africa, which is very nice. They're starting to get more vocal on the grandstand. Does he stick to his forehand, Jan, or does he change to his backhand?
Well, he's opted to change the length. The mat stayed back on the tee area. He's on his forehand.
Yeah, sticking to the forehand. think he's played it wide again. Don't think it's going to get back. That'll let Shaun in. Yeah, well played.
Oh, good starter.
Well played.
Yeah, Shaun's getting that late, nice bend
Yes.
with good weight. Gets back to the jack.
And, you know, Jonny with a tighter bowl is just struggling to find a line on that side.
Well,
I
it's
think,
close now.
as I say that, he plays a great shot. Well played. Well
What a
played.
great reply from Jonny. One of the true characters of the game, especially in Western Province, Jonny.
Jonny, huge character. Lots of emotion. But he gives each game 100%. Shaun may be trying to be too neat. You're going to get there, Jonny. Yeah, just pulling up short as well. It looked like better weight. Bending in nicely. Going to find the ball. Well played.
A great
Well
shot.
played.
Shaun. Jonny very quick on the mat
He's on a line, I think.
and on the run. Is he going to hold?
He's going to hold.
Oi, oi, oi. What a great effort.
That rain just intensifying now. It could make a difference in the second set. Jonny a ball. No, Jonny, no balls to come. Shaun can draw another here. Put it very wide.
Yeah, he's giving it a bit of air.
Oh, he won't be happy with that one. One to Shaun, 7-3, 2 to go. You don't want to be leaving it to the last end. It's very important for Jonny to score here. Shaun just overplaying it slightly. Finishing a few meters through. Leaves the door open for Jonny. It's shot, but a meter short.
So just a quick update. In section 6, Wayne Roberts is leading Louis Bottas 10 shots to 6. Laura York is 1 down to Mornay Skeepers in section 1. Section 2, Julian Young is up to 2 shots to 0. We're just trying to move back because of the rain. I'll be back with you now. There we go.
Go and fetch our raincoats for the commentary box, Shaun.
Section 5, Wally Brown is up 6-4 to Petula Fortuin. Section 2, Alan Lai, also known as Chun Long from Hong Kong, is up 4-2 on Johannes van der Walt. He's had a very good tournament so far. Peter, looking forward to seeing him later in the pairs, pairing up with Jerry.
Will be a good pairing.
Kevin Smith leading Bainon Pool 6-4. Mark Bevis Cherry was up 7-3 on Kevin Douglas. That's in section 5. And in section 3, Colleen Pickett is up 11-1 on Stoffel Lambrecht.
Sure.
Lydia Maritz is leading the way against Armand Askeray. She's up 8 shots to 5. Yaku Donation in section 8 is up 7-5 to Robbie Robertson. Tony van der Poel is leading Ian Hampshire 9-6.
Big ball coming here from Shaun. And he's just
in
pulled
section
up short.
1, Peter Cully van der Merwe is leading Warren Stein. That game has just got underway. He's leading 1-0. Jerry Baker is up 6-4 against the young, exciting Ryan Truter. 6 shots to 4.
Well, yeah, we've got Johnny playing his last bowl. I think he's holding. He's dropped 2 short out of 3, so he's not going to want to be short.
It's coming down just a little bit hard at the moment.
Shaun's bowl just fell over. Might open the forehand up for Johnny. Swing it in. If he beats Shaun's 2 back bowls, he scores another. Gonna make it past. Gonna make it past. He's not going to be happy with that. I think his weight was reasonable. Well, one to Shaun, I think.
That was costly.
Yeah, that's the set. I think they have to play the end anyway for shot aggregate.
Peter, I think you'll agree with me. This Fairtree app is just wonderful. All the information,
The guys have done a great job.
live scoring, it's truly magnificent.
Everything's there. You can enter the competition to win that set of custom era bowls. A great prize. But everything you need to know, Jan's on the app.
Yes,
Shaun.
and just to get back to the sponsorship, isn't it just magnificent to have such a great sponsor in Fairtree, as well as the addition of Aero Bowls, Jerry Baker. It's an absolute privilege.
And I think, it's not just the sponsorship, it's the enthusiasm. So, often, a sponsorship is wonderful and you'll get a sponsor will sponsor but not be at the event. Fairtree are all in. They are here, lock, stock and barrel.
Passion is there. It's
Passion's
in the
there.
veins.
And I think Jerry can be very happy. I mean, probably half the field at least are playing with arrows,
If not more.
if not more.
Johnny's hunting. Yeah, he's played a perler.
Okay, Johnny. Look, I think it makes no difference for the set,
Yeah,
but it's
full house is not good enough.
but it's a very important psychologically for the second
Absolutely,
set.
Peter. Yeah, Shaun will be happy with that.
Yeah.
Jack Arbal
Yeah.
in the area.
That's a great ball. Well played, Johnny.
Johnny just showing Shaun that he's around.
He's not going to be a walkover.
Absolutely, Peter.
See Shaun showing.
Just not going to get back.
Just overplaying it.
Yeah, it's good again.
Oh, he's not. Did he move it for 3?
Right, after the conclusion of that first set, I'll hand you over to Alan Lofthouse. Peter Harvey's agreed to stay with us. Thanks, Peter. And we'll chat again, and good luck with the pairs.
Yes. Just make up your own rules.
I think we've got Nick here as well, Johan, so I'm going to hand over to Alan and Nick.
Leave the peppermints here.
You need these. Yeah, definitely. I do actually.
Oh, thanks, Johan and Peter. Thanks for doing that. Welcome, Nick.
Hello, Al. Good to see you again.
Yeah, and you, mate.
Another
Lovely
year.
to do, doing commentary with you.
Again, yeah, another year
Yeah.
in the box.
Oh, shucks. There goes my glasses.
Bit of Cape Town weather settling in here. Bit of rain. Speaking to Ian Gordon, the greenkeeper, says he'll be here for about an hour.
Hopefully. Yeah, it'll be a pity if that's set in for the day. It was so good.
Yep.
And that first game of yours, I think I've got a touch on it. Seeing that I've got you in the hot seat. Unbelievable performance. Some of those shots you played there, mate, you had us guessing.
Yeah, just hung tough, when you're playing against the history maker, Jason Evans. A couple of loose ends. He wasn't loose, and just hung tough when I had to, eh?
Yeah.
See, Johnny started the second set with a back, almost a back toucher. So, feisty player, Johnny. I think you've been watching. Never gives up. Playing, as we all know him as Mr. Bowl, Shaun Thomas. I refer to him as Steady Eddie. Well, he's in the area. He's won the South African singles. Consistent performance at the SA Masters, so Johnny's got his hands full. First set, Shaun was in control.
Looking good, yeah. Is he going to hold? No.
Al, we had a bit of rain yesterday whilst we were playing. Having rain now, but what the amazing things, and tells you how good the greens are. The pace hasn't really changed that much. It's still consistently good. So, big shout out to the green staff, to Ian, to Jeffrey Claessens. It's, this is a premier tournament, and you're playing on a premier surface.
Yeah, very fortunate to have those guys in charge. Jeffrey Claessens has been here for many years, and that's what I always say, when you've got somebody involved on the greens that plays the game and has a passion for the game, he's going to want to get the best surface possible.
Shaun having a little charge, just coming off Johnny's still holding. Surely Johnny must change his hand. Try and draw a foot wide on a swinging hand. Let's see what he does.
The rink is, as good as it's playing. One doesn't want to be too critical, but you call it as you see it, and that ditch hand once again is still looks to be the more consistent drawing hand. Might be slightly different from one direction to the other.
Yeah.
But the hand which you opted to play right from the start was, I consider, to be the one line. You've got to get it on that line.
There we go. Well, that's well noted, Al. You're 100% right. You know, if you went inside, you would swing. If you were a bit wide, you would hang. And I think Jason picked that up in our game. He picked it up and he changed to the swinging hand and was very consistent. You know, he always got woods within that 3-foot area. And yeah, I think I changed a tad too late. But let's see. You know, I think Jonny, who plays a more tighter wood, the tight hand would suit him.
Yeah.
Because he always plays a tight line with always good weight. So being left-handed, the line is slightly different for myself. So let's see what Jonny does here. I like the change. He's gone ultra short. He's pulled the mat. Let's see what he does.
It's coming down a little bit harder now.
Yes, I think we'll have this for the next hour, and then I think hopefully it'll disappear for the pairs.
Let's hope so.
Crunch game. It's a crunch game. This just for the folks at home. I think the winner here will go through. I think.
Correct.
Both have won. Both
Correct.
playing solid bowls.
Yeah, this is winner takes all. Just going back to that game of yours, Nick. In a way, the last bowl that you played to draw within inches to win the game. It's almost like, thank goodness it was on that end.
Yeah, 100%. You know, all you had to do was, you knew more or less where the line was. You know, you just chuck it out there and it would come back. You know, I found the wider you went, it came back a bit more. Maybe the woods I'm playing with the Tiger Pro compared to the Aero. Yeah, and I stuck it out there, and then hopefully the weight was good, which it was.
Yeah.
But again, you're right. That swinging hand gives you a chance. I see both players have opted to go on the tighter hand, which surprises me ever so slightly. Jonny with his first about 6 foot through, and Shaun taking full advantage.
Well, that's the one thing at this level which is important, that first bowl, to get it close and try and put your opponent under pressure.
I mean, you watched Jason against, in our game, you know, it was on TV, but the one thing that stood out, and any aspiring bowler, young or old, is Jason hardly failed with his first two. His first one would be reasonably close. If he missed with his first, he always made sure that he was in the area with his second.
Yeah.
And that's the essence, you know, it just builds pressure. But, you know, and again, singles is a test of a person's technique. That's why we love singles. Shaun just going through about 4 foot. Jonny's changed to the swing. And let's have a look now. I think he's a bit tight, Al.
And he plays that, as you're saying, he plays that tighter line.
Tighter line, yes.
And you don't necessarily want to be tight on that end.
No.
Overgrass, if anything.
Hey, he just had the line.
Yeah.
Just a bit short. Again, I like looking at techniques. Both players have got very simple techniques, nothing complicated about it. You know, they just get down and play.
Yeah, that's one thing, you know, we've been emphasising through yesterday and today, the technique of the players. The players that play at this level that have got records, it's all down to basics.
Yes.
Their delivery is so important. So if you're a new bowler and you're out there, I firmly believe there is no perfect delivery. You can make all sorts of funny things happen as long as you do it consistently. But if you want to watch at this level, you will see across the board, all the players, simple technique.
Easy.
Cut out those extra moves.
Yes, that's it. I mean, you know, one of the, like you watched Berkey yesterday at 76, still playing top level balls. You know, took out Esme Kruger, you know, a silver medalist, Commonwealth, won the SA Masters this year. You know, so and you look at his technique, you know, it's very little movement, just all in the arm and backing himself.
all the time.
Yeah. And he's always, and with Berkey, he doesn't mind me calling him Berkey, but he's always to the youngsters, always wants to give off his knowledge. So he's a great ambassador to youngsters, and and to bowls. I don't know how he's been doing. I think he's in the mix. Huh?
No.
I know he beat Esma. I think he lost to Tyler yesterday.
The last game, I just had to listen to the whole story from Neil. Unfortunately, I ran out of tissues.
Okay.
It was very depressing, but the games were going on around him, so he knew exactly what he had to do. He started off and he won the first set, and then he lost focus because he started looking at what was going on the rinks next door, what was happening. Okay. And he said when he wiped what out of his eyes, he was down 10-1.
Oh, there we go.
And unfortunately, I think he's just dipped out. I think Esme's won that section. I know she's won it. So.
Okay. Oh, well done. Okay, good to it. So, just as you watch the opening salvos of the third end, both a little bit loose. It's just thinking, what PBA has done for bowls in South Africa, especially through the Fair Tree sponsorship. It's taken it to another level. I can compare it to what the BPL in Australia has done for their game. And I think there's such great response. Yeah, great response from Shaun. Good recovery ball. Getting Jonny to change his hand. He's having a little charge. Second wood, that's his game. Live by the sword, die by the sword. And he's just missed. Like what I was saying, BPL did to what bowls has done in Australia. Fair Tree and PBA has really lifted this and got more people interested. Coverage is great from talking heads. Noel Solomon and his crew. So I think upward trajectory is looking good. Shaun draws very cleverly. Doesn't make targets. Jonny going again. He's backing himself. No, he's
a little bit more control. He might still have the weight to reach it, or is he drawing weight?
No, he's got drawing weight. I think he's pretty close here, Al. No, he's short, overcorrected.
Yeah, I just don't know how clever that second shot of his was. In a game like this, sometimes you've got to accept the fact that you're going to drop a one.
Yes.
As long as you drop a one.
Yes.
And pick up a multiple, but don't go for the glory shots.
And build.
Because now you ended up you're 4 down.
I mean, he's 4 down. Yeah. 2 shortwoods, no backwards. He has to try salvage maybe second shot. If he plays it very good, he likes it. He likes it. He likes it. You see?
Yeah. Now, the unfortunate thing is...
I think he's still 2 down.
I'll take some time and have a chat to Jonny at some stage, if he's willing to listen. He's disappointed with that result.
That was a good shot.
It was a great shot, but the result on that shot is not the problem.
Yes.
He got himself into that position by having to play if he'd drawn with his other bowl, he would have got something close at least.
Maybe if he tried to chow it with his first a meter beyond, popping it out there, he would have got the shot.
Yeah.
So good advice. What was that, 2, eh? Score is 3-1 after 3, sorry. The nice thing is that Shaun won the first set, so he can relax a bit.
Correct.
He can play a few shots, because the worst thing is going to happen to him is going to a tiebreaker. Shaun just coming off a bit of a history, winning the inter-districts of JBA for a third straight year. JBA dominating the game at the moment. So it's for the other provinces to get up to their level, which is a good thing. I'm surprised Shaun is staying on that hand day. I thought he would play a bit more of a swinger.
So, like you've brought up the inter-districts now, and that decision, whoever made the decision that you went to second in that side, Did you enjoy the tournament, A? And B, did anybody come to you and be a little bit confused because you were playing at second in that side?
Yeah, we had a great bunch of guys. We had no issues. We were a happy bunch. We were smiling, laughing every day. At second, sometimes you've got to accept the fact that you're not as young as what you were or are. I could pass on my knowledge to the younger guys. We had two senior players, myself at 52 and Audrey in his late 50s, that somehow, we contained the youth of exuberance amongst the guys. Kudos to the Western Province selectors. Johnny playing a much better India. Kudos to the Western Province selections. They went with a youth policy and it paid off.
Definitely. Well, I made a comment on Facebook. I said, you might not have won the competition, but at least you brought yourself closer to JBA.
Yes.
And that's the goal,
yes.
To be able to compete with that,
yes.
with those sides.
Yeah. Look, I played Shaun. And that's what you always test yourself against, is against the best. In the final, I think we just might have been just a little bit a deer in the headlights, a tad bit, but we've learned from it. And if you're learning in finals, then you're doing well. And a great shot from Johnny. Crowd like that. Yeah, the crowd like that. Some nice applause. Come on, folks.
Yeah.
Venue's great down here. People in the Western Cape, come watch some top bowls. Got the pairs this afternoon. There'll be some cracking games there. Jason Evans, Shaun Thomas, a combination. That's nothing to be. That's a very good combination. Great combination. Thanks, Al. I'm trying to get my teeth back.
No, it's a great combination, and there are many great combinations. And I like the fact that you're taking young Ryan Tuta under your arm.
Yeah.
And that'll be fantastic to. He's going to learn huge amount in a tournament like this, playing with you.
He's playing Jerry at the moment.
How was he going in the first set?
Yeah, he pushed Jerry hard, but Jerry's experience and played a couple of good ones. So Jerry won the first set, I think 9-4, but wasn't comfortable. He might be a few up in the second, but it's a great learning curve. I had a little punt with Jerry yesterday. I said, "Come, Jerry, you're a betting man. If Ryan beats you, how about a set of arrows?"
He surely didn't fall for that one.
He didn't. He's too wise. Shaun Thomas recovered well with his wood.
Did he manage to come off that bowl to get the shot, or is Johnny still lying?
I think Johnny's still lying. Yeah, he must be lying because Johnny's short and narrow.
Yeah.
So there we go. 3-2 early doors. Second set. One that Johnny has to win. Where's the Goodwood boys? Where's his mate? Last year I was calling out for Sebi Rodriguez.
Correct.
I'm calling for Sebi again. Come on, Sebi Rodriguez. Come on, son, as he normally says. Your man needs your support. Johnny had a good interprovincial for the B side. They also got a silver medal.
Yeah, that's questionable. I'm not too sure that's the right decision.
Yeah.
I contacted Skull Kutsa on that one,
yes.
Just to ask him what his feelings were.
Yes.
He seemed to be accept the fact that BSA had given gold to JBA and Western Province end up with silver. I don't know, when you have a final game that there's not a bowl rolled, and then all of a sudden you can go back to the round robin league system and give it to JBA because they got 4-5 points more than Western Province. I think that's a little bit unfair.
So coming back to that point, we always try to use things like this as a forum. Maybe Bowl South Africa should look at adjusting or changing the format. I was speaking to one of the top players, Johnny, opening up with a very good ball. What's that, about 20 centimetres, jack level. You know, and it was a good suggestion made. Is why don't we go back to the old format back in the day when you were playing, Al? That the provinces play everybody.
Oh.
You know, you could have 3 games, and a great response from Shaun.
I think they did that once, and we were fortunate enough to win it.
Yeah, I think you did. That's right.
In Natal, in
Yes,
Durban.
I think so. You know, so that takes away if you get weather conditions like they had, because then everybody's played everybody.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's a fair argument. So you could play 3 games of 15 ends or 3 games of 18 ends, just depends where you play it. Jory not responding well to Shaun's opening bowl. So what you could do, you could play 3 games of 18 ends, and you play all the provinces. And my argument back is it's a fair argument, because the last time I've played a district like Eden, must be at least 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, that can happen.
It can happen, you know, how the system works. Both. I wonder if that hand's got a bit slower. Both are pretty short. Has it become the slow swinging hand? Here we go. Johnny, just for a little bit of, I know that you were giving me a few gears about Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
Johnny De Sousa was a very good footballer back in the day. He's a bit of a legend amongst the Vasco crowd, the Portuguese folk. But he's a big Nottingham Forest supporter. So,
and he's having a great season.
It's a fantastic season. He's loving life. Shaun a bit narrow and short as well. A couple of loose balls. Let's see if Johnny can just get a good second, drop one, get out of town, then play hard. Because now we're starting to get a little bit into the business end. Oh, Johnny's narrow. He's narrow. Oh, drat. Okay, he had enough weight not to whack him in for another. Let's see. Shaun's experience, he should be able to draw 2 foot wide here for 2.
Yeah, I've got a few comments here. I've got to mention Adam Zorts.
Zorts is on. Zorts is on.
I'll give him a mention.
100%.
Okay, all right. Unfortunately, I've taken this a little bit too late, because you're asking Peter Harvey a question about his experience to going over to playing on the indoor.
Shaun taking full advantage of a loose aim from Johnny and making 2. Carry on, Al.
Yeah, so, I think that's a debate that's been going on for infinity. I think it's always a problem for local bowlers to go over there and adapt to that rink. And I think from what I can understand, it's the portable rink that makes it more and more, difficult. And he's asked if the other qualifiers played overseas are playing indoor and outdoor, and I think everything is indoor there.
Yes, so the UK is indoor, as we know, because they've got indoor centres. The Australian qualifier it's an indoor event, because they have indoor facilities at their bowling clubs, and New Zealand, their greens run similar to an indoor. Yeah, it does take a while. I can talk from a little bit of experience, because I've played twice on the portable rink, and it's a different game totally. Woods react differently when you play shots, and the essence is you just got to draw, and you watch one of the world's Nicky Brett. We saw his shot a couple of years ago when he came in between a gap at 90 degrees. That's what you can do on that surface. Try play a shot with a yard, and you look stupid. You look absolutely stupid. You look like an amateur, and that's the thing we've got to adapt.
Now that Nicky Brett shot, which every time you go onto YouTube, you'll see it again. And Jason Parkinson, when he was here, said that shot did more for bowls in the UK than around the world than any other sort of promotion. And
you know what's interesting is that, like I said, I've been a couple of times. So the first time we played with I'm going to give a bit of a punt here. We played with a straighter wood, and we watched the professionals like Jason Greenslade, Robert Wheel, Foster, Marshall, another greatest David Gorley. They all played at Bending Woods. They play with like a Taylor Ace or a Henslite Tiger or a Drake's Professional. So that was surprising, but because of that bend. So the next time I went, I played with the Tiger with my normal 4s I was playing with at the time, and I was competitive because I understood it. So Shaun taking full control of the fifth end here, sixth end. Johnny in a bit of trouble here. He needs to score to stay within. Taking his time. That's good to see.
You know, your comment about the bowls over there just brings me to Craig Remington's
Yes.
comment here.
Yes.
We all know Craig.
Yes,
Remington.
yeah.
He was very involved in the PBA,
yes.
and played at Potters on quite a few occasions. And he says all the top bowlers at Potters use a strong bias bowl.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Thanks, Craig.
A strong bias meaning a bending bowl. Yep.
Yeah.
So and Craig did well over there. You know, he was competitive. He pushed Robert Paxton all the way. I remember correctly. He was unlucky to lose. So yeah. It's like Jerry's turning it on against young Ryan in the second set. But good experience for him. Shaun gets one away, stalking it, as his mate would say, Jason. He's in total control of this head. Sits that, he's very good. Oh, he's unlucky. Line 4 at a crucial stage. Johnny is going to have to play a ripper here. Going to have to play a good one. Come on, Johnny, show us that Vasco fight of yours. Taking his time.
Just leaving himself with too much to do.
Yes, at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, Shaun dominating.
Yeah.
Dominating. Johnny's thinking.
Just that consistency, you know.
Yes, that's right. You know, Shaun's peppering that 3-foot area consistently. Will Johnny play a chop and line? Will he play his normal game? Look to box the white. He's looking, so I think he's going to go for the burn. I think Mrs. here, I think we can say good night, Irene. Head down, thinking, turning, looking at the crowd, visualizing the shot. Let's see if we can get Johnny on the charge. The thing is, Shaun has played him very quiet. You know, Johnny's verbal. If he's
absolutely.
Up, he's verbal.
Yeah.
There's a hush. There's a hush. There's a hush. They're watching in anticipation. Johnny thinking, drying. Let's see. I think he's going to play it. Yes, yeah. He is. He's on the charge. He's close, you know. Oh, he's just wide. Oh, and that's it. Good effort. Body language.
Yeah.
9-2.
I can't be too critical. I think I was a little bit like that in my youth.
Yeah. No, it's obviously it's
a passion.
It's got a passion to win. 100%.
Yeah.
Never mind. Never dislike a person that shows his emotion.
So yeah, listen, guys. Those of you who have been posting and Willie later gaan. Yeah, he's talking about obviously this blue jack has caused a little bit of conversation and questions. I mean, he's saying, you know, you have a range of colours and then you leave it up to the players to determine which one to use. Can you imagine that?
That could be interesting.
Probably that could take forever, mate.
Yeah.
That's like picking up a national side. You know, you can never please everybody. So, yeah, I mean, they've gone for the blue this year. I think they just tried to be different and add value to the game.
Bit of colour.
Add a bit of colour to the game. So
the one thing I noticed with a blue jack is playing against Shaun, against Jason, who had a yellow and green ball, and well, my eyesight isn't the greatest, but if he drew a back toucher, it was very hard to see the clash of colours. So yeah. Johnny needs to respond here.
Yeah, Colleen was saying earlier on when I had the interview with her, she was saying that when it does become difficult is if you're playing with somebody that's got a blue ball,
yes,
and it gets close to the jack,
yes,
it almost becomes blurred. You can't see it.
See it. That's right.
You can't distinguish between
And you know, it's an interesting thing. It's especially the aero bowls that got that similar blue. A lot of guys that play with it, and this is a Taylor blue. She's quite right. It's difficult to judge that perception. Johnny just struggling with his weight at the moment. Quite a few woods outside the target area. There we go. Big Eugene, Andrew Sturley. He's through in his section. Boy from EP, Port Elizabeth.
looks good, yeah.
Has he got the last yard?
Yeah.
Has he got the last yard?
He's
Yeah.
got enough.
Holding another 2. And he's getting Johnny to think about Johnny changing his hand. Johnny. Chasing shots, that's the pressure of the sets if you're behind and need to win.
They're going to put a measure on it. But
Still might lie. Derek Keeley, the marker.
well, as you say, Nick, quite right, chasing the game, unfortunately. Looking for those extra shots.
Yeah.
Well, the gap is 9-2.
9-2.
Playing the 7th end,
Yeah.
and if he drops another shot here.
I think we can. Yeah, that's it. That's home Jerome, and that puts Shaun through.
Yeah, look, we've said that on a couple of occasions in the early game, and we've been proved wrong. Ismay played a great bowl yesterday against Neil, and certainly you also. I mean, trying to call that game, and when I thought you were driving, you were drawing, and
Well, Al, you're like a good red wine. You mature with age, and I think the bones and body doesn't allow the drive anymore.
you're lucky you weren't playing pairs with me. I would have been calling you on the full go.
There we go. So what was that?
That's 1-2, Mr. Bowles.
1-2 bowls. Yeah. Okay, that puts him 8-2 to the play.
10-2.
10-2, 8 shots. Yeah. So I think that's it. That's the section for Mr. Bowles. He can relax the last 2 hands, get his rhythm going for the pairs with his good friend Jason. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we're sorry about that interruption. Cole, our technical person here, has just asked me to just tell everybody, hopefully you didn't go away, you're still with us. And yeah, that's just one of those unfortunate breaks. Somebody threw the wrong switch or in the club, and
Maybe put the heater on.
yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, open up with a good one.
Yeah, with that,
Again, peppering that area, putting Johnny under pressure. Johnny played very well yesterday. I was very impressed. So, but again, good learning, where we can improve, playing against, pro-tier players.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would have thought this would have been the ideal situation for
Yeah.
Johnny, with his background in sport.
Yes.
With a bit of a crowd here playing on
Yes.
the rink,
Yes. His mates are here from Goodwood. I see there's Al Mukadim and Ian Hampshire and Jeff Murray, come to support him. They've just come to watch good bowls, but they've come to support their man. I think a little surprise in the other section is Alan Lee, came from BGN.
Yep.
He's performing quite well, got him in the pairs, so looking forward to that.
It's a good acquisition for Province. To get somebody of his experience.
Yeah, good left-hander. Won the BGN Senior Masters when he was there. So, yeah, we'll see. Shaun just covering. Look at this. Well played.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah.
He's been good. Johnny just been a little bit loose, not his consistent best. But I think it's, again, it comes down to not allowing your opponent to settle. He's asking questions. Johnny, he's playing a good one here. Little flick and a flack and a movement for 2. That's more like it, Johnny. Well played. Maybe something a little bit too late. Like Jerry was won his section, so he goes through there. He was in a bit of a tough section. We watched the game yesterday. Great effort by Shaun, just dropping inside. Played Herman first game, half, and won the second set, or won the first set, peeled the second. Yeah, good to see Herman playing some good stuff again. Johnny drawing for 3, just through. Playing the last 10. 10-4, over and out.
Yeah, look, they'll carry on playing here because of the shot aggregate.
Good, yes.
Although I think under the circumstances, I think Shaun is through.
Yes.
So they wouldn't really
Yeah.
under no, they shouldn't really play
play
it,
it,
but anyway, why not?
I think there's also points on offer. I don't know how.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
yeah,
how the whole
yeah.
thing works. The first time I'm here, thoroughly enjoyed my 3 games. Oh, when did Johnny pulling the mat? I wonder if he'll try box the white.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth.
I tried it yesterday against Pietru from Eden
Yeah.
and missed, and she drew a back toucher. That was it. Lesson learned.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, people might look at it and think, oh, going for the glory shot, but if it works,
Yeah.
sign the card. It's,
Yes. You know, Jerry did it in the SA Masters and it
Correct,
worked. He did it,
correct.
you know, it's like a big competition. No,
Yeah.
Johnny just drawing. I think he's a bit tight, Al. Good weight though, hung around. Yeah, well
in
played.
the area.
Yeah. It's a good question asked to Shaun. Can he respond? I'm not sure he was a tad.
He's going for the
it,
ball.
Paul.
He's
Yeah, he's
go-
got-
maybe he was looking
for
for the
white,
wire.
yeah, or maybe just got it away too smoothly. Johnny's quick on the mat. What's his last yard like, Al? Ah, he's well played, yeah. What's his last yard like, Al? Wow, what a line! And that's been his problem. He's played to a good line, but just dropped it on the wrong side of the white.
One doesn't want to look for excuses for the players on the ring, but maybe that intermittent rain on
just-
and off
Just slowed it down
just
a bit.
makes a slight difference.
Yeah. Shaun drawing. What's that about? 2 foot short.
I just think overall the quality of the games we've had this year on the TV rink have been very good. If you have been watching and streaming, and
Yeah.
please let us know if you feel the same or you don't think so.
Good shot
I
from
think-
Johnny.
Yeah, I think
Good
it's a
response.
marked improvement this
Yeah.
year.
Good response. I wonder whose line. Can you see what Derek Keely's showing there? No, he's not short, surely. Maybe just going through the emotions.
I think he is.
He's through.
Yeah.
Can drop a 4, still wins the set. Johnny playing for pride. Come on, Goodwood. Is he up, Al? Is he up, Al? Is he up, Al?
He's enough. It's enough.
Is he up? Is he line 2?
One.
Derek Keely shows one. I wonder if Shaun will play the swing at chop and line on that shot wood, couple of yards, turn ease onto the white. Yeah? Ah, he's listening to me. Yeah, and he's playing it with a couple of yards.
Positive.
Yeah. Can he drop? Oh, he's playing it with more than
it's
positive.
through the gap.
For one.
That's the end.
Well
Yeah.
done, Shaun. Yeah, comfortable. I think a comfortable victory
Comfortable
for Shaun. Johnny didn't come to the races there.
Yeah.
Johnny can play a lot better than that. So
No
maybe.
question.
So now we look forward to the pairs, yeah, and the playoffs tomorrow morning.
Playoffs of the singles tomorrow,
Yeah.
and as Nick was saying, we go to pairs in our next streaming. Join us. There are 2 games this afternoon. I'll give you an update of exactly. I think we've mentioned it before.